Germany is on track to dramatically increase military spending to equip its army with cutting-edge defense technology. As Forbes writes, the Bundeswehr will purchase a large quantity of armored vehicles, air defense batteries, warships, spy satellites, and critical technologies, including radars and electronic jammers, as well as artificial intelligence. The rationale behind the spending increase, which amounts to hundreds of billions of dollars in two separate packages, is clear. As the United States, under President Donald Trump, moves ever closer to Russian interests and pressure Ukraine to capitulate, Europe must achieve strategic independence from its former close ally. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has said. Merz, anticipating new political alliances in Parliament, insisted that the bulk of the defense spending increase, part of a $550 billion fund, be put to a vote by the end of March. Lawmakers voted yesterday. The huge spending package was passed. The new funds are supplementary, meaning they will be added to a separate $110 billion fund. The publication noted that the previous increase allows Germany to fulfill its pledge to spend 2% of GDP on defense by 2027. This increase will finance many initiatives identified by the government in 2024. They include secure communications, artificial intelligence, shipbuilding, armored vehicles, sensors, missiles and missile defense, satellites, ammunition, drones. The publication emphasized that it is easy to see the determination of German politicians to replace critical military capabilities that European countries once counted on receiving from the United States. American industry builds sophisticated long-range air defense systems, including Patriot missile batteries. European industry struggled to assemble more than a few similar SAMP/T batteries each year. The US Navy operates more than 100 Boeing EA-18G jammers. European air forces have only a few aircraft equipped to suppress enemy air defenses. The US Space Force has hundreds of satellites for surveillance, communications, and navigation. The European Space Force deploys only a few dozen such spacecraft. The US Air Force is rapidly equipping armed drones with artificial intelligence capable of winning a dogfight with a human pilot. The European Air Force is lagging behind. The German military requires a lot of advanced technology, but many of its most pressing needs are simple: people and ammunition. Berlin wants to add 20,000 personnel to its current 180,000 strong force. The additional positions will help the German army form a mechanized brigade which it plans to permanently station in Lithuania as a deterrent against Russian aggression. If Russia defeats Ukraine, perhaps through a complete US withdrawal from Ukraine or even an active defection to Russia, this brigade and other European forces may be all that stands between the battle-hardened Russian army and the free nations of Europe, the publication wrote.
The U.S. military has released footage of fighter jets taking off from the USS Harry S. Truman in the Red Sea. According to Associated Press, the footage showed flight operations continuing, even as Houthi rebels in Yemen have claimed to launch 3 separate rounds of attacks targeting the vessel. U.S. President Donald Trump started an intensified campaign of strikes targeting the Houthis and has linked Iran to the rebels' earlier attacks at sea. At least 53 people have been killed so far and dozens wounded in the strikes. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky stated that a Ukrainian long-range drone capable of hitting at 3,000 kilometers has passed testing. The president also heard a report on the use of Ukrainian missiles, Long Neptune. He said this in his evening address. Today I held a meeting of the staff. There were several questions, but the most important one was drones. All types of drones that are needed. There is good news regarding long-range drones. Our drone with a range of 3,000 kilometers has passed testing. I am grateful to the developers and manufacturers. We are developing a line of long-range weapons that will help guarantee the security of our state. Today, there were also reports on the use of Ukrainian missiles, Long Neptune. We can say that we are satisfied with the results of the strikes, said Zelensky. He emphasized that it is necessary to produce more missiles and drones, and Ukraine will discuss this with partners this week. Ukrainian defense production resources, together with partners' investments, primarily in Europe, are a reliable foundation for a new security architecture that will inevitably be created on our continent. There is no alternative to this. Security is needed, and it is only a matter of time, when everyone on the continent understands that the old security architecture will no longer work, he added. Long Neptune is an important weapon. Striking harder than do-it-yourself attack drones, some of which are modified sport planes, the new missile helps free Ukraine from its partial dependency on the United States and Europe for its best deep-strike munitions. The US under President Donald Trump is, at best, an unreliable ally. And Europe lacks the capacity to produce the large numbers of modern cruise missiles Ukraine needs. Other made-in-Ukraine munitions are coming, including air-launched glide bombs and ground-launched ballistic missiles. Even as Trump leans on Ukraine to accept a possible US-brokered ceasefire that would favor Russia, Zelensky's government is preparing for the war to grind on, and for attacks deep inside Russia to continue if not escalate.